CIW Network. In the Battle of the Birds, Carthage defeats North Central 60-48. Joined now by head coach Megan Jones. Jones, talk us through it. A much-needed win to keep the momentum going. You control your own destiny, and almost buzzer to buzzer, it was your team, it was your win tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. We said to the team in the huddle at the end, like, we did everything that we said we needed to do. We talked about taking care of the ball better. The last two games last week, Illinois Wesleyan and Augustana, we had a lot of turnovers in both games, and that's kind of uncharacteristic for us. And so to only have 9 tonight, I think that was a key. We also talked about getting into the paint, and we outscored them 40-14 in the paint. And so I think we really stuck to our game plan. Yeah, we were in control, I think, for most of the game, but it didn't feel like that. They're a good team, and it's a crucial part of the year, and so things can happen fast, but I felt like we were intense, we were focused, disciplined when we needed to be throughout the entire game.
And I read a quote with the last time you played North Central. You said how it was really for 30 minutes you were, on the game, and then those last 10 minutes kind of let it slip. But tonight we talked about it felt like a full 40-minute effort. Is there something, what maybe has changed from first time you saw North Central and now in the ability that really you got on top and really never let it go?
Yeah, I mean, a lot has changed. That was our very first conference game. And I said to their coach, like, it feels like we hadn't seen them in forever, and it was kind of unique scheduling because then we played Carroll after them, and then now that's our last game, regular season game of the year. But, teams are just more seasoned, more experienced at this time of the year, and I think that's the case for us. We're more experienced together as a full group. And at that point in the season, it was pretty early. We were still figuring some things out, and we were in control of that first game for a lot of the game, and we kind of let it slip away, whereas this one, feeling in control the entire time was crucial. And we just keep talking about controlling our own destiny, doing what we need to do. And I said we secured our spot. Like, we didn't have that asterisk by our name yet in the conference standings, and so that was key. We wanted to be able to do that for ourselves, not rely on another result tonight or this weekend. And so I think that was huge, and another momentum giver, energy giver for the rest of the season.
And then offensively, it looked like you really found a lot of success on the pick and roll and really getting that pass into the roll and a lot of cuts into the paint, as you said. I mean, was that something you saw on tape, or is just your team just really executed at a high level tonight?
We talked about switching it up a lot against them. Their starting post player who had played against us the first time was out tonight. And so we were trying to kind of exploit some of those mismatches at times. And so we wanted to switch up our offense quite a bit, just so they never got comfortable defensively. I think at one point in the first half, they seemed pretty comfortable in what we were doing, and we were struggling to get things going in more of our read and react offense. So then we switched to some more ball screen actions, and then we kind of went back to more of that read and react offense. And so I think our team did a good job of executing and changing it up and listening to what I'm calling from the sideline too. And they're thinking in that way too. There's a lot of times our players are thinking, could we try this? Could we try this? Because they're seeing some things on the court too. And so we try to listen to them in that way as well and try to adjust based on what they're feeling on the court too.
Talk me through what the next few days are going to look like before you head on the road, take on Carroll. Again, hosting on the line. No pressure, but we hope to see you back here next week. So what are these next few days going to look like to prep for the Pios?
Yeah, I mean, they're a really talented team, have a load in the post and a great three-point shooter and a lot of great pieces around those two as well. And so we're going to get focused on what we need to do to stop what they're best at. And then also be able to stick to what's working for us. I think we've kind of hit our stride, and we're building our confidence, building the energy and momentum heading into next week. But like you said, hosting is on the line, and it's on the line for us both. I mean, they're fighting to host the weekend portion, and we're fighting to host on Tuesday night. And I told our team a few days ago, I saw a clip from Kara Lawson, the Duke coach, about the more urgent person is who gets what they need. If you are more urgent, you play with that urgency, you're going to get what you're working for. And so we talk about urgency a lot. Who's going to play harder every single possession, not just in the fourth quarter, not just at the very start of the game. And so urgency is a key.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, regardless of the outcome, it's been an honor to call your games this year. Thank you so much for that opportunity, and best of luck against Carroll.
Thank you.
All right, that's Coach Jones joining us for the post-game show. And Eric, I mean, I love this, how she stressed the sense of urgency. And, you get that across a plethora of sports in crunch time, but how can you stretch that urgency throughout the length of a game? And I think we've seen that. Again, Carthage, 5 out of the last 6 games victorious. Home, on the road, doesn't matter. They're finding a way to win. And I think that urgency can carry into this weekend's game. They've lost once. It's not as if they're an undefeated squad, but also Coach Jones has taught this team, they have the mindset, if you